Hi there guys, hope you're all doing well. Now, as some of you may know, it has recently been announced that after the last film in the current trilogy, The Rise of Skywalker, is complete, a new trilogy of Star Wars films is going to be released, with the first one being set to release in the year 2022. Now, I personally think there are a few reasons as to why they're continuing with filmmaking for Star Wars as opposed to just, continuing the saga on with a TV series or show. And I thought I'd discuss them real quick. So my first theory is that Disney honestly may be looking at some sort of retribution for themselves after the current set of Star Wars films. Like, not just the trilogies, but the standoff films too didn't exactly hit the high notes with fans. Like, whether you liked it or didn't like The Last Jedi, the fact is it didn't go down well with the fans, and this has had a direct impact on the film Solo, which I personally thought was a great film. And it deserved a lot more credit than what it got. Now, the reason it didn't get enough praise and was rather downplayed was due to viewers still being rather upset with The Last Jedi. In my opinion, the next Star Wars film, Rise of Skywalker, may not actually sell that well, despite being the last Star Wars film in the trilogy, and in all honesty that kinda sucks. Because if you look at it, when The Force Awakens was released, all sorts of records were being broken, not because it was a great and outstanding film. In my opinion, it was a good film, but the reason was because of all the hype that had been poured into it, and since it was the first Star Wars film in a long time and the start of a new trilogy. As a result of this, what Disney have, honestly created with the new trilogy is a set of characters that honestly most Star Wars fans, they can't feel. They aren't really that likable, and hands on heart, I can honestly say, well, for myself at least, that even if the main characters, either Rey or Kylo died, I wouldn't even be affected much, if at all. Compare this to when Han and Luke reached the end, man, I was shedding tears. And what this has done as a result of a weak-ish story and characters that aren't really made for everyone is it's made Star Wars, lose some of the status within the cult hierarchy chain. In my opinion, Star Wars was at the top. It was completely at the top during the release of The Force Awakens. However, come to the end of Solo, you can honestly say Star Wars isn't nearly as big as it was, with other story arcs, such as the MCU, dominating completely. And whilst it's quite sad, it's the truth that Star Wars honestly isn't as big as it once was. And the major reason for this is due to the new trilogy being quite underwhelming. Whether The Rise of Skywalker makes a comeback or not is yet to be seen, but I think the damage has been done, and due to this, Disney might be wanting to make a more serious comeback for Star Wars with the new upcoming trilogy announced. My second theory is that Disney could be trying to make Star Wars a continuous saga. Now, this form of movies has reached a new dominance, most notably being that of the MCU with their films set in phases. It has gone on to dominate due to the continuous nature of the films. Maybe, each Star Wars trilogy will be a type of phase. It remains to be seen, but I do honestly think this is a great possibility and the more likelier of the theories. If Star Wars was to be continuous, I do honestly believe it could build up an even greater following than even before, and it will be in line with generations to come. That being said, however, the films do need to be solid and have a great plot and story, and they do need to be executed properly in order to achieve the same level of achievement that the MCU has reached in recent times. Otherwise, it could be quite catastrophic and have an adverse effect. And yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the matter and why I think Disney are creating a new trilogy. What are your thoughts on the matter? Let me know in the comments, and whether you agree or disagree with me and what you think of it. I hope you all have a great day, and may the Force be with you.